Have you ever had that uneasy feeling, like something just wasn't right? Maybe you achieved something great, but instead of support, you got a weird vibe from a friend, coworker, or even a relative. You couldn't quite pinpoint it, but something about their reaction felt off. I've been there, and I know how confusing that can be. Before we get into it, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on valuable insights. And if you find this video useful, hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Jealousy is a strange emotion. It often hides beneath the surface, but has the power to damage relationships and disturb our peace of mind. The ancient Stoics had deep wisdom about human emotions, and their teachings can help us deal with jealousy effectively. In today's video, we're breaking down 10 unexpected signs that someone might be envious of you. More importantly, I'll share Stoic strategies to handle these situations so you can stay centered and unshaken. This isn't just about spotting jealousy in others. It's about learning how to navigate these challenges without losing yourself. You'll gain practical, actionable steps you can use right away, all rooted in Stoic philosophy. We'll discuss subtle signals most people miss and how to respond with wisdom and composure. Let's get started. 1. The not-so-sweet compliments. These are those tricky comments that seem nice on the surface, but have a hidden edge. You know the ones. Wow, you look amazing for your age. Or, nice car. I had one like that before I upgraded. It's like being handed a gift with a hidden sting. I remember getting promoted at work, and a friend said, "Wow, you got so lucky." They must have been desperate. At first, it sounded like encouragement, but then I realized it completely dismissed my hard work. The Stoics teach us to focus on our own perspective rather than relying on external approval. A true Stoic remains unaffected by both praise and criticism, placing virtue above all. When someone gives you a backhanded compliment, they're revealing their own insecurities, not any flaw of yours. Instead of reacting emotionally, pause and ask yourself, does this align with my values? Is their opinion essential to my personal growth? This mindset helps you detach from their negativity and stay grounded in your own principles. Another sign of envy is when someone downplays your success. They might say things like, "Oh, anyone could have done that," or "You just got lucky." Instead of recognizing the effort you put in, they brush it off as an accident. The Stoics believe in fairness, giving credit where it's due. When someone tries to minimize your accomplishments, it's often because they feel threatened. Think about it. You train for months to run a marathon, push yourself to the limit, and then someone says, "Oh, anyone could do that if they had time." Frustrating, right? Don't let this shake you. The key is to focus on your personal progress rather than seeking validation. Their words are just noise, a reflection of their own insecurities. Stick to your path, acknowledge your own hard work, and celebrate your wins, no matter how small. The Stoic virtue of justice isn't just about how others treat you. It's also about giving yourself the credit you deserve. A more subtle form of jealousy is imitation. If someone starts mirroring your style, actions, or even your goals, it might not just be admiration. It could be envy. It's as if they're trying to absorb some of your success by replicating what you do. A true Stoic embraces their own nature and doesn't need to imitate others. I once noticed a co-worker mimicking my presentation style after I received praise from our manager. At first, I took it as a compliment, but then it became clear they weren't just inspired. They were trying to replicate my success without understanding what made it work. If this happens to you, don't get distracted. Understand that imitation often stems from insecurity. Instead of getting annoyed, focus on your unique path. Keep refining your skills, and don't worry about those who try to copy. True growth comes from within, not from imitation. Jealousy can sometimes turn toxic, leading people to spread rumors or negative stories about you. This is a way for them to undermine your reputation because they feel threatened by your achievements. The Stoics valued truth and saw gossip as a destructive force. It doesn't just harm the target, it also damages the person spreading it. I once experienced this when a colleague, feeling insecure, started making up stories about me to others at work. It was frustrating, but I reminded myself that my actions define me, not someone else's words. When faced with gossip, ask yourself, Is this worth my energy? Stoicism teaches us to ignore unnecessary negativity and focus on what truly matters. Refuse to engage in rumors. Uphold your integrity and let your actions speak for themselves. Over time, the truth prevails. Sometimes jealousy manifests as excessive competitiveness. Someone might constantly try to outdo you, even in situations that don't call for competition. They'll compare their achievements to yours and seek ways to one-up you at every turn. The Stoics taught that external validation is meaningless. True success isn't about being better than someone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. If someone is overly competitive with you, don't play into their game. Stay focused on your own journey. Let go of comparisons and concentrate on self-improvement. And that's just the beginning. In the next part of this video, we'll explore even more signs of jealousy and dive deeper into the Stoic way of handling them. The only person you should measure yourself against is who you were yesterday. Are you improving? Are you growing? That's the real challenge, one that Stoic philosophy reminds us to focus on. I once had a friend who turned everything into a contest, even things that weren't meant to be competitive, who arrived first, who had the best vacation photos. It was exhausting and missed the point of enjoying shared experiences. People like this are often insecure, constantly seeking validation by proving they're superior. Instead of getting caught up in someone else's need for competition, shift your mindset. Your journey is yours alone. Don't let unnecessary rivalries distract you. Focus on self-improvement and let others run their own race. True success comes from personal growth, not from trying to outdo someone else. A clear sign of jealousy is when someone finds pleasure in your struggles. There's a German word for it, Schadenfreude, the enjoyment of another's misfortune. But a Stoic takes no joy in seeing someone fail. We are all part of the same human experience, and empathy matters. Imagine opening up about a mistake, only to be met with a smirk or a dismissive remark like, "Oh, that's unfortunate." That's a red flag. It reveals more about them than about you. Their reaction stems from insecurity. Your success makes them uncomfortable, so your setbacks provide them relief. A Stoic approach? Respond with grace. Their negativity is theirs to carry, not yours. Rather than reacting with frustration, practice understanding. That doesn't mean accepting mistreatment, but it does mean choosing to rise above it. Jealousy often masquerades as excessive criticism, passed off as constructive feedback. Some people nitpick your work, ideas, or even personal choices, not to help you improve, but to undermine you. A Stoic welcomes useful advice, but recognizes when criticism is driven by envy rather than good intentions. I once received feedback on a project that felt more like a personal attack than guidance. It wasn't about improving my work. It was about tearing me down. That's when I asked myself, is this meant to help, or is it an attempt to diminish me? The answer was clear. Your worth isn't determined by someone else's inability to see it. Build confidence in your own judgment. Accept wisdom that helps you grow, but don't internalize negativity disguised as advice. Stay focused on self-betterment, not on earning approval. Another subtle sign of jealousy? Being deliberately overlooked. Some people will act as if you don't exist, avoiding eye contact, excluding you from conversations, or dismissing your achievements. It's their way of diminishing your presence. But Stoicism teaches us that our value isn't tied to how others treat us. Have you ever been in a group where someone consistently talks over you or acts like you're invisible? It can be frustrating, but their actions don't define you. Don't let their behavior disrupt your peace. Your worth isn't dependent on their recognition. Continue carrying yourself with respect and composure. Their attempts to ignore you say more about them than about you. In extreme cases, jealousy can lead to sabotage. Someone might try to take credit for your efforts, spread false information, or manipulate situations to work against you. True Stoics never engage in such behavior because our focus is on virtue, not harming others. I've heard stories of people in business spreading false rumors about competitors or attempting to ruin someone's reputation. This kind of jealousy can have real consequences, but retaliation isn't the answer. Instead, document what happens, stay vigilant, and focus on what you can control: your integrity, your work, your progress. The best response to sabotage is continued success. Let your achievements speak louder than their schemes. One of the most painful forms of jealousy is two-faced behavior. When someone pretends to be supportive but speaks badly about you behind your back, it's a betrayal of trust and a sign of insecurity. I once knew someone who praised me in person, but criticized me when I wasn't around. When I found out, it hurt, but then I remembered a core Stoic principle: what others say about me is none of my business. You can't control how others act, but you can control your response. Stay honest, be consistent in your character, and don't let their actions shake your sense of self. True strength lies in remaining authentic despite the negativity around you. Jealousy is a natural human emotion, but it doesn't have to control you or your response to others. Whether it's backhanded compliments, sabotage, or exclusion, recognizing the signs allows you to handle them with wisdom and composure. The Stoic way isn't about ignoring emotions. It's about understanding them and responding thoughtfully. Focus on what you can control: your mindset, your actions, your growth. Don't waste energy seeking validation or engaging in petty rivalries. At the end of the day, the only real competition is with yourself. Are you wiser, stronger, and better than you were yesterday? That's the only question that matters. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this helpful, consider subscribing. Let's continue this journey of self-mastery together. Until next time, stay focused and keep growing.